Mike, Mike, Mikey.
Mike Jackie?
Mike, Mike, Mikey. Can you say something, Gutz?
Mike Jackie?
Mike, Mike, Mikey. Can you say something, Gutz?
Mike Jackie?
Mike, Mike. Oh, okay.
Can we hear him? Sounds like
something,
he's
Gutz?
looping.
Yeah, it's... Jesus. Alright.
What's going on?
Share that bitch real quick.
It says it's always loud, so it should be working.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
I have to find a charger for my fucking controller. My controller, give me a second. You guys go on ahead if you need.
yeah. Oh. Excuse me. Oh, I keep hearing my own AC here in the back. Alright, there we go. Sweet. Alright, thanks so much though, man, for coming on.
Oh, it started?
Yeah. Yeah, we're live.
Let me finish chewing.
We're hot.
Awkward.
Oh shit. Gutz has stuff in his mouth right now. Give him a second.
Okay, no wonder like that.
Oh. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Alright, let's do this.
Oh, Michael's here. Michael's in the chat. What's up, Michael? Logan Measley. Can you guys hear Gutz?
Hello? I hope they can hear me.
Probably. You should be able to. I was just watching episode 14 of your video for the Asher one. Yeah. Where do you get the... I'm assuming you do that on PC, right? The editing?
No, I actually do it on PS4, believe it or not. I use SharePlay. I'm actually thinking about moving to a PC editor, though, pretty soon.
SharePlay. Oh, the Share Factory thing?
Yeah, the Share Factory, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Wow. How the fuck do you get... how do you get the intro and stuff?
So the intro, I was kind enough to reach out to another YouTuber to see if I could use it, and they were like, yeah, go for it. So I got the intro from them, and then basically you export it from the PC into the PS4 with a file set up correctly, like it's a whole process.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's basically how it happened.
Oh, okay. So that's how you're getting like the music and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it looks really professional for Share Factory.
Well, I know it's badass.
Yeah. How much time did you spend on the episode just doing big, for example, that episode 14?
So so 14 was like there was a bunch of clips compiled into one video. That was maybe like 4 days of worth of clips that I had to, trim down, see what was worth it, putting in the video, what was not. Like there was a lot of unnecessary dialogue when it comes to a lot of the videos that I look back on. And especially for the days coming forward, I had to like basically review every clip, basically clip the like the the plot points, right? And it's a really good point where I am and with my story because it's over now, and I can basically look at each plot point that was brought up into decide which one actually went somewhere, which one was just a dead end, like which actually meant something to this plot. And I went through maybe like 6 hours worth of clips in episode 14.
Oh wow! Like you actually sat there and watched.
No, I tend to like skip around, like
Yeah.
just so I don't listen to 6 hours. That would take too much time.
Mm. Is there any times while you're playing where something happens and you're like, you've had trouble actually clipping that, like you think you did? Yeah.
Two really key parts. There was this one part where it was me, Lipsy Brit, Spicy, and like basically the rest of my group this iteration. We were talking about basically the CWD virus, right? From like the events of Prologue, what happened there, because we had I Drink Alien Milk, who was there as well, basically who was a Prologue character. He was there as CNG, and he basically saw everything, and it was good enough that his character survived because basically like all these characters that died in prologue, from like Heartman to like the bigger characters in this iteration, basically each plot point where their infection was researched, it got brought into that discussion, and I tried clipping it, and it was just my PS4 was like, sorry, you're full. Like,
I've had that. I've had it a couple of times.
Yeah, I was so upset.
Oh, that's right. The wild, everybody, we have the Wila Beast.
Would you stop calling me that? I don't understand where this has even come from. It's the weirdest shit. The Beast.
And you're making noises the other day.
Shut up, man. I swear to God, I will murder you.
All right. She's
It's nice to see you, Gutz.
Oh yeah, it's been a while. Like,
yeah.
I think the last time we RP'd was probably prologue when you were playing that therapist. I was playing Detective Damon.
Yeah, did we have much contact with each other though? I don't think we really did.
I wanted to have like there was a lot of things I wanted to do with Damon, and one of them was like connecting with your character eventually, because your character was a therapist and mine was gonna like basically, you know, point people to the right direction to your place, but the whole prologue situation was just a fucking shit show, and that could never happen.
What was your experience with the prologue like then? What makes you say that?
Well, prologue was so a lot of people hate on prologue. I hated on it, but in retrospect, I had a lot of good RP. The reason there was the good and then there was the bad. When it came, I'm gonna start with the bad because I'd rather leave it off on a good note. But I think the biggest problem was, like, I'm not trying to call anyone out or anything like that, because a lot of people have good RP and everything, but my biggest problem is like someone who has a military background and basically knows a little bit, because I'm building my bachelor's into law enforcement, right? So criminal justice and everything, was the executions that would happen by the police, and then the UN doing mass executions themselves. And that kind of threw it off a little bit.
The
but
UN
when it comes,
or the CNG?
It was UN, because they had the UN come in out of nowhere.
Yeah, I kind of remember that, alright.
Yeah. So I was really confused by that. But for the good, I had a lot more to hit on. Oh my god.
Whoa.
I just fucking...
Whoa, sorry.
Okay.
Is it working? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Right.
For the good though, playing Damon was one hell of an experience, because I had just played a pretty big character my first time onto the server as Ryder, and that was something.
Who'd have time?
Yeah, Ryder. That was last generation, Ryder.
Yeah, right at the end. Wait, how long was Ryder alive for?
Like maybe 2 months, if that.
Okay. They had just come off playing Ryder, and we'll ask you about him later, but then you were Damon in the prologue. Sorry,
basically, playing Damon was a fruitful experience itself, because I talked to the cops, and like I got a little bit of leniency when it came to things, and I actually helped the cops out with a lot of their investigations, and I had a blast doing it. Basically building my own detective agency from the ground up, and people would even come to us before like they'd go to the police officers because of the executions and all that. Blast, because eventually when that whole war arc popped, that happened in prologue where the cops versus the military, so crazy to see from my character's perspective, because he almost died at
Wow.
I was on blinking health and everything. I thought that was it, but he continued to survive, and basically his Talon detective agency became like a refuge for people of sorts, and there was like maybe 14 to 16 of us in this refugee camp that no one knew about, and it was so much fun, because like you had all these different characters like now finally realizing like this is the apocalypse, you know, like shit's gonna start going south, like the military's already showing they're like basically getting big dick over here, and we're all screwed. Like we go to the, you know, trigger-happy military, or we go with the cops who are in a losing cause. And like we basically had to compile ourselves like to where we were gonna go and what the story would go forward from there. And it was just a blast. I had a blast playing Damon.
Is
Just
that
he got
I was gonna.
murdered.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh.
I was gonna ask. Was that the same character that started the bar and
No,
Trina? Okay.
that was a completely different character. Yeah,
Completely different
Damon
person,
ended up
was it?
dying because it was an NPC, and I ended up leaving the NPCs because obviously there was work and my background and everything, but there was this one guy who really ticked me off, who basically said I was wrong when it came to a military tactic, and basically, made me drop and give him 20. And I know OOC, I was just trying to hold. I was like, all right, look, I can't do this. I'm just gonna step back, build a story off of this and see where I can go from there. And I eventually left the NPC team, and then it backfired, and I got betrayed and murdered. so that was a bummer. But,
Damn.
yeah.
Shit.
What?
So what happened? What?
Basically, it was lit Wonder Bread and judges characters that I was close to in game, and they were like, "Hey, peace." Basically, just said goodbye to my character, and that was that. But Damon's death was, it sucked, but like it drove so many stories forward because Damon was the head of this refuge, and actually Damon's death was kind of the sole reason why certain characters were brought into the Seventh Seal. There was this one character, there was this one character called Hank, or not Hank. It was Quaid. That's what it was. This guy Quaid, played by BMN. He was some old 40-year-old like Brooklyn guy who was like best friends with Damon, and it drove him to madness. And it didn't help that he was starting to develop stage 1 of dementia and whatnot.
Oh no.
And with the lore I had built for the Seventh Seal, basically his character got his mind twisted, and he ended up becoming the embodiment of death for, I think it was Greek, Thanatos. I might be wrong on that one though.
So was the Seventh Seal responsible for that Citadel massacre?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to put the pieces together on that one. I missed that, but you would hear about it from time to time in game. I mean, it was pretty huge.
Like Citadel Massacre, leading up to that point in RP, so much had happened for my character as Azrael. I had never played a villain character before, and I was like, all right, how would I want to be dealt with as a villain? If I was to deal with a villain, what would I avoid? And basically, me and a few people, we sat down in a party, and we discussed, and we're like, hey, let's scare the shit out of people. Let's make Daisy WTR a horror game. Basically make people afraid of the night. That was a whole goal.
Awesome.
And yeah, there was so much thought, and let me actually invite you to this Discord that I had for the Seventh Seal. You guys can actually look on how much lore that was built behind it. It was insane.
Awesome. Where were the Seventh Seal? I never came across them. But where were you? Do you mind me asking that? Is that way too meta? It's cheeky.
No, Seventh Seal's nothing but a ghost now at this point, especially with so far into the iteration. I don't care sharing this information because it's all said and done at this point.
Yeah, and it's fun to know. So yeah, where were you frequenting? Who did you murder? What happened? I don't know anything about the Seventh Seal. I'm so sorry. I should be keeping up.
No, you're fine. So the Seventh Seal originated from a refuge that happened in southern Chernarus. It started with my character Marcus Knox. Basically, his wife had his wife basically lost her child, and his wife and like all of his friends like backstabbed him and threw him to these insane cultist people, right? And the main head honcho, who was never saw in the iteration, but he was always brought up, was this guy called the Elder, right? He was the one who formed the Seventh Seal, and the Seventh Seal was brought up from the seven seals of Revelation in the Bible, right? It's basically the apocalypse, coming to like the end of the world. And when it came to our origination, eventually when the main iteration happened, we basically stationed ourselves far north in the middle of the woods. We were basically waiting to see if there's any hubs of like, where civilizations were going to build, just seeing who was going to go there, who was going to build here. We were just waiting. And within the first week, we already had targets on our back because someone heard spooky music on the radio, and we're like, oh, kill them, kill the bad guys.
Right. You hadn't had any contact or left your place or given anybody any evidence as to how to find it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
Great.
our first few murders happened in Berezino. That's why you always hear about there's cannibals in Berezino. There's cannibals in Berezino.
Right.
We murdered 3 people in Berezino, all at nighttime. I forget who the first 2 were, but there was this robbery that was happening in Berezino, and we were just stalking this whole thing. We were watching it all go down. The guy shot the driver, they crashed, and this guy was looting the corpse, and we snuck up behind him. And basically, you had the Wendigo, you had the Natos, you had Azrael, you had a few other characters who were just stalking this guy. And we basically brought this guy to the church where we were going to, but he got all fucking heroic and tried to pull a gun out. And well, that was the end of that. I think my favorite one though was God, what was his name? I forgot it. He played this guy called Oleg, and he got lured out by the Skinwalker. Right, the Skinwalker was basically the one that lured people to us, and we lured him out into the train tracks, and the rest of the group ambushed him, and I would stay in the tree lines in the dark playing the most scary shit you could think of, playing like Wendigo noises and like all this shit. You can't even see into the night because it's just darkness and with red lights surrounding you. And this guy's like, yeah, it was pretty cool. But it was I think it was Bear for Real's group who got all ballsy. I'm pretty sure they were like a bandit group at the time.
Right, okay.
And they're like, we gotta take these guys out. And our member, the Skinwalker, had already infiltrated their group, so we knew this whole plan. And I was like, you know what, I don't even want to start killing off this big of a group right off the bat. Like, I don't want to do that because we knew everything. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna throw this guy an ultimatum. I was like, hey, I contacted the Golden Jackal leaders, played by Retruse Moss, and basically he met up with us, and we talked, and I was like, I know your whole fucking plan. You either stop this plan or I'm going to murder every one of you. You know, you guys were going to set up, we know all this. And we could have killed Retruse Moss's character, but I was more about just like, okay, the people in the woods are real, and we needed someone to portray that message. And he went back, and I think he ended up getting killed by eating a bad can of beans or some shit. So that whole thing just died right then and there. And then we had basically jumped in Stormtrooper Nate into our group, and all this. We jumped in a few people. We jumped in Stormtrooper Nate and Ma'am, and IP Killer. When we jumped in Ma'am, I didn't know he had this whole plot already built with his thing, and I'm not going to go into details because that would be meta because that group's still alive.
Okay.
But yeah, his character basically comes into a whole betrayal that happens later. We eventually scared off the Reapers. I think we killed, I don't know if we killed any. Yeah, we didn't kill any of the Reapers, or the Brotherhood, whatever they want to call themselves. But it led to an execution of 2 of our members, Anubis and Thanatos, who got killed by 2 Seventh Seal members. And that was a bummer, yeah. But yeah, we used to terrorize the Citadel quite a lot because that was a hub of RP and everything. Wendigo would go there here and there. we used to lure some people out of the Citadel, and then we'd torture the shit out of them, and then mark them with the number 7.
Were you
Sick.
guys cannibals?
No, everyone was like, oh, they're cannibals, but it was only one guy,
Mm.
and that was Wendigo.
Ah. Makes sense.
Like, it would be cool. Like, I just wanted like a unique group of insane, fucked up individuals.
Yeah.
I was
And it
sad
got-
that it didn't last longer.
Yeah. So with that, yeah, a lot of the original members got murdered by heroic people, and that was a bummer. But when the Citadel massacre happened, we had already. It was actually, I don't know, Crane, the first guy I'd ever met in the fucking main iteration, and he knew me as Marcus, the only character that actually knew my first name, and Dr. Hartman also knew my character back then too, because he was another person I met, and it was just so sad because how both of our stories ended. It was my first character I'd met, and all this shit happened where the Citadel and the Legion basically were like, oh, this chick's a spy, she's got to be a spy, I don't know how they knew she was a spy unless they watched my videos,
Ah. Okay.
And well, their suspicions got confirmed, I guess, once the Citadel massacre happened. So I don't know the whole ordeal behind that. But they ended up executing Jedi Snowbear, and I don't know, Crane let us know like right off the bat. So the only reason we pushed to kill people, like the made head honchos of the Legion or Citadel, was because Numnizzle, who was really close to Jedi's character, who was also a prologue character, fought her Talon. Right, so there's this huge
Circle.
yeah, and it shows how like the apocalypse can drive someone to madness, and that was the whole point of that story. It was like, how far are you willing to go for people who have been taken away from you? And so we flipped a coin, like literally I flipped a coin. I was like, we're either going to the Legion or we're going to the Citadel. And well, we went to the Citadel and ambushed them while they're all RPing, and when the Legion finally showed up, they're like, hey, don't fucking do anything stupid or we're gonna fucking do a mass execution on these hostages, right? To let them know, like, hey, you're gonna kill like a bunch of people if you do anything stupid. And I just hear this.
No.
Good God.
I was like, no. And so I was like, fuck it. I screamed. I was like, kill the fucking hostages. And everyone's like, like, should we do this? Like, are we allowed to do this? Like, in an OOC standpoint. And I was like, kill them, Like,
kill them, yeah. Well, I don't know. That's a kind of a complicated situation.
It is
isn't
very complicated because there was people from different groups a part of that, and the only reason those kills were allowed was because Legion broke hostile rights.
All right.
Right. Okay.
Who were like basically the guard dogs of Citadel.
Right.
And they basically broke the hostage rights by shooting at us while we had these hostages. So we just had to murder everyone so we could get on the defensive standpoint. And it led to so many deaths. It was like 20 plus deaths on a Tuesday night.
It was nuts. Yeah, it was nuts.
Like everyone was like, what the fuck happened, dude? It's Tuesday.
Calm down, guys.
Brilliant. It was nuts.
That's
It was
nice.
oh man, and they were heartbreaking deaths as well. Like fucking, like that even affected Catherine like big time, because it was like Hartman and fucking Noah were like her best mates from the base when she lived like with CNG in prologue, like, so there was like a lot of history there, and it helped push her towards madness as well. Like
Nice little ripple, a little ripple effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool. Like, I feel bad for a lot of the stories that got cut short that day, but it brought into the whole, like, if you look through the lore, if you really want to, you can see the whole goal of the Seven Seals, to cause mass destruction, chaos, death, and, like, trauma to lead to the next big thing. And it was so cool to make my new character and just hear about all, like, how cold the server was. Like, people would DM me, like, yo, man, like, the server feels fucking cold right now. Like, it was just like this ambience that, like, you'd go through the Citadel and it was just a ghost town when it was this hub.
How did that end? Were you guys able to get out of that situation?
Yeah, we got basically locked down in a house, and I'm not going to talk too much on the details, just because of how some of the characters reacted when they killed us, and even though they got the hostages killed, they were like cheering and shit from what someone told me. I was like, how are you cheering by killing these guys, but all your friends are dead? So, I was just like, alright.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a, yeah, I wonder who took the shot. Almost,
Yeah.
is that almost, I'm not trying to, like, throw anybody on the bus, but is that almost, like, not valuing lives? Would that fall under
Oh,
that
that's very
category?
much. That would be considered like it's like
Yeah.
kill hungry at least. It has to.
Yeah, it was. No, it definitely
Yeah.
was. Someone definitely wanted to be the hero who stopped the Seventh Seal, like every other character
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
came after us.
I
And it
feel
was
like
so
95% of the time, anybody would have been like, okay, yeah, we're not going to just start shooting at these people.
It was always a small percent because it was so unique with Azrael. I got vengeance on everyone who came after us. I took out the head of the Reapers. I took out the head of the fucking Ravens, who basically led the betrayal. And then the Citadel massacre also happened. So like, we weren't supposed to do anything to anyone. Like, we were just gonna terrorize individuals and leave it be. But people always wanted to like, hey, let's go poke the bear real quick and see how it reacts.
Right.
And it was always something bigger each time.
Well, was it a plan? You said you had a Skinwalker and Bears group, kind of like as a spy.
Yeah.
Was that a plan?
Skinwalker was a plan.
Yeah.
That was planned right there.
To like, were you gonna? Did you have plans to do that with more groups? Kind of like a
Yeah,
network.
but it just got cut short. But like, I think a
Yeah.
lot of it got cut short because of people knew what happened with the Black Hand last iteration. So, like, people were like, all right, let's get ahead of this situation before it happens.
Right.
They were like always on the ball looking for moles and stuff. Or
Mhm.
what do you mean?
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of that. So that was a bummer. We only got one plant. Actually, that's a lie. We got a plant in Blackwood. We got a
who was
plant
it?
in... I
Who
can't
was
say
it?
that.
Oh no, you can't say it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't say that.
Ah.
We
No,
got
no,
a
no,
plant
that's fine.
We got a plant in Nassau. We got a plant in CNG, and then we also got a plant in the Brotherhood, and Citadel as well. So
Brilliant.
it worked out, but like sometimes it would catch on.
Yeah.
And that was because those individuals that got caught on was because I included them in a video.
Yeah. That I wanted to ask you about that earlier when you were mentioning you might have suspected there was a little bit of meta from a video. How do you feel about that still? Are you like trying to hold off more, or
I don't like honestly like there's no factual evidence to prove that it was meta because like all I think it was something that drove someone to basically it drove someone's RP, right? Like what I mean by that is like so like hey, this person's a bad guy. You don't know that in character, but you see a video of them being a bad guy, but you bring your character into it like, all right, let's raise my character's suspicions towards this individual now.
Right.
And there's no way to actually prove it with those scenarios.
Exactly. So I was on the end of that situation myself, and it's like if I hadn't released that video, A and B would have never. I knew it just never would have happened. So I always wonder now with you, your latest stuff, like episode 14. How old or recent is that?
Oh, that's from like 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, because I remember in the video when you, I think you're at an event and there's partials, which I was wondering if you could talk about that too, the partials. I'm kind of out of the loop on that, but it shows you looting this big truck, and then a bunch of partials start running up on you, and you pop a couple of them.
And then so that situation was fucking.
It kind of flips to like,
upset.
right, 72 hours. I was wondering, yeah, like how did that go down?
Oh shit.
Can you hear me?
Oh, you lagged there. He was.
Hello?
No, okay, I can hear him now.
Okay.
Podcast?
Okay.
Stream's not?
Sorry, Gus.
Yeah, no, you're good. This was my first event, right? So I was really excited to go to it. And so I go there, and there's like bodies hanging. There's barricades. I was like, you know, I should not go to this area because of what it looks like. But I saw, you know, KAs, I saw grenade launcher bullets, and I was like, I gotta look
Right.
into this because these
Fuck
don't even
yeah.
spawn.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, next thing I know, I'm being chased by fucking madmen. And then the goal for that event was not to have, like, for them to kill characters. It was just to introduce the partials, and I was just one of the few characters who got killed by the partials.
Oh no.
Yeah. And
Damn.
other people who died was, like, from Crossfire and other, like, individuals in game.
Yeah. God
But
damn.
I got absolutely just bum rushed by the event team with a
Oh,
Tundra
no.
and a shotgun.
Oh no. You had a Tundra and a shotgun, or they did?
No, I did. And they
that's
had
not
like
you.
automatic, like silenced pistols.
Oh my god.
So
it
were
was a
they?
one-man army.
Yeah. So I guessing they're like half infected, half human, basically, right?
Yeah.
What's up,
Oh, Jake.
gamers?
Oh my god.
Whoa. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're doing a podcast with Gutz. What's up,
Sorry.
Canadian?
I can leave. Sorry.
You're cool.
It's okay.
So I'm see. What is a partial? It's like a half infected, half
It's.
human.
I'm not gonna shit on their lore, but it's basically like in the. Let's just give it a chance and not do a realistic scenario, because obviously CWD is already unrealistic as it is, but then. Anyways, it's basically CWD that's frozen in place, right, by this antidote or the fucking vaccine.
Okay, like a half working antidote kind of thing.
Yeah, and it just freezes the CWD, and just there's a lot of more shit behind it that I'm not going to go into because it's just such a fucking assload of shit that I learned in game, and I was just like, how the fuck does that work?
I don't know. It's not realistic, but I like it. It's like a movie.
It was cool. I liked it. I loved it.
Have you seen any partials? Why not?
Who, me? No, only in videos.
Yeah.
But one of those videos was in a place that I frequent as well, and I was like, oh shit, Jesus Christ. So that scared the living shit out of me.
Right.
I was like, holy crap. But I still kept going around there.
I think that's just an event only thing, right?
Yeah.
It seemed to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It was still kind of spooky. It was good,
really
though.
funny because someone in the event team, like, they were trying to introduce partials, but like, yeah, there's like in the event, they're like, yeah, there's people in the woods like chasing after me and shit, blah 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 blah, and everyone's like, yo, the 7th Seal's back. Like, oh my god, dude, we were dead for like who knows how long at that point. So come on.
7th Seal 2.0.
We didn't have any copycats, which was nice. It's really nice.
Yeah. There might be one in the next generation.
Yeah, we had a few.
Yeah.
I can't say them right now because their characters are still alive, and I'm not.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, that's cool.
There was one that ended their storyline with me. He was one character who was actually AIM, Mike. He was the only character that no one knew, or one of the few. There was a few. One in Blackwood, one in, and one in that was just out and about. That no one knew about because I never included them in videos or even talked about them in journals.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope when you keep things quiet. It's like you just can't even say anything.
It was really unique because my current character Asher ended up murdering, quote, the last member of the 7th Seal, and then came to find out there's more.
That's like Asher's two characters after the 7th Seal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But the character in between, that was the bartender, right?
Yeah, I don't really want to go into that one because that was just such a. I got forced into that storyline.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. Well,
I just wanted a side character that brought RP and,
it got more complicated.
I remember seeing your memes. You're like, I'm just trying to run a bar.
I got accused of rebuilding the 7th Seal. I got accused of being a spy, and I was like, I'm none of these. I'm just trying to be a bartender.
Did you have any interactions with like get little customers and shit like that coming in?
Yeah, I did. I had a few. There's two separate times where I actually got to be a bartender, and then I had to leave because they were probably gonna kill me.
Oh god.
Yeah, I get given an ultimatum that basically led to my death, no matter what outcome I chose. So
Oh my god.
it was
Oh my
like,
god, why?
you kill this person who has an army of people, and we'll let you stay, or you don't kill this person and we kill you. I was like, man, like I just wanted to be a bartender.
Yeah.
And so I got
God
forced
damn
in
it.
that position and ended up building the collaborative that we know
I
today
heard
in
about
RP.
them recently.
Yeah,
No,
I
I-
was building that group with
So-
Smoked.
Was that So was Fort Nasa there when you were the bartender? Because you're in Cherno,
Yeah,
right?
that's where I was. That's where I was bartending as that character.
Yeah. I ran by there a couple weeks ago, man. That fucking place is huge.
Yeah.
I don't find it that laggy. I genuinely
I didn't
don't,
say I was
but-
laggy, but yeah.
Yeah, I no, but it was kind of hanging there. I don't find it that laggy. You know, I hang out at NASA, but I suppose I haven't been there when it's like full of people either. So it could just be a numbers thing.
Yeah. Yeah, them guys kill you if you try to have a barbecue. Stay away. How was what was your first? Like, how did you get into role play? Was it DayZ or something
no,
else?
it was. Let me think. What was my first experience? So it was like I got into DayZ, like when I was like maybe 11 or 12. Like I used to watch YouTube videos and stuff, and I think the person that really inspired me the most with RP was Mr. Moon, especially when it came to creating content. I don't know if you guys ever watched Mr. Moon, but he made a lot of RP videos on DayZ and shit, and it was super badass. And it was also Frankie on PC, who also, you know, I was like, I gotta get this game.
Yeah, I've heard of Frankie for sure.
And then my first time RPing was on text, was just a text only on Arc, which was unique.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
What's
And
that
then-
like on role playing
It was
on Arc?
It was fucking dog shit. if I
Really?
wanna be
Why?
Because it was just like, alright, I'm in a hostile scenario and I need to text really quick on my
Oh
PS4
no.
controller.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
like I had to
God.
get a keyboard and everything, and it was too much.
Oh, they don't have VoIP?
Yeah.
There's no VoIP
Nope.
on there?
There's not. And then
What's
I
that?
I
Wow.
moved to PC for a year, and that was fun. I did a lot of RP on PC DayZ.
Why'd you leave?
Did you?
Why did I leave? Because I've been like I don't have my old setup, right? Because when it comes to the military, I'm always moving around and shit, so I can't really just like get a fucking whole PC, set it up. I'm like, all right, time to fucking, you know, let loose on DayZ with my fucking, you know, rocket ship of a PC. But yeah, I eventually moved to my laptop, and that was just way too laggy. It's a gaming laptop, but it was just too much for it to handle.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, alright. I had originally played, like, back in, like, 2019. I had played on a DayZ RP server on PS4. Not really sure which one it was. I thought it was We That Remain, but I might have been wrong, because I don't think that came out till later. It was something, though. I forget what it was. But, yeah, that's kind of why I came back. I was like, I know there's RP servers on PlayStation, so I want to, you know, let loose a little bit, relax, have some fun, and then I ended up becoming a whole general and stressed out. So that's what
Why
happened.
the fuck not?
Yeah.
It's creative outlet.
Yeah, no, Ryder was supposed to be a smuggler. I just didn't know how far we were into the Federation.
Oh right, okay.
He was just supposed to be like a drug dealer, man, and he
So how did the
completely-
whole rider arc come about? Actually, we haven't gone over that.
So that was unique. And the whole reason Ryder became a good person was because someone saved his life in a gas zone
Ah, cool.
in
Oh.
Novad. So he was gonna be a hunter with this one guy, right, to get his roots in Chernarus. He went to learn this and that, and basically that hunter guy ended up dying in the gas, like right in front of him.
Oh man.
The guy that saved him.
Wow. And I had brought him back to the garrison, place we were trading at the time. And I was like, hey, I got nowhere to go. Like, he's like, yeah, we're recruiting. Like, come and join. Like, settle down. Blah 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 blah. And that was like basically where that story went off. When it came to Jahamis, I forget who played him. That was the original leader of the garrison, and he was never active. So we were basically a group of people without a leader. And me and Fluffy as fuck, that's his name. We were like, hey, like we got no connections with anyone in this area. Let's go see if we can establish a connection with this group called Tower and this group called New Hope. And we started with New Hope, became friends with them and everything, and then eventually we had one guy go to Tower and try to trade here and there with them. And then we came to find out New Hope became targeted by Tower, and our two friends there was, I'm already forgetting their names, but it was Speedwing and another guy who basically got murdered by Tower. And
in a pretty brutal way.
Yeah, very brutal.
Jesus. Oh shit, I must have the party open.
Yeah, I think it might be a good idea to close it off.
Oh, yeah, am I not supposed to be here?
What's up, Papa
Doing
Joe?
a podcast.
Oh, I am so sorry.
This is the second time.
Where are you guys at when I want to play? Like, I've been wanting to play on official all weekend.
Well, I mean, just hit me up and I will.
I thought I did. Nobody. I'm sorry. I'm not calling you out or nothing.
But I'm so sorry. I should go now. Yeah.
Feel ashamed. Get out of here.
Yes, hang your head. Hang your head and feel
walk
bad.
of shame.
Alright, I'll do that, man. You have a good podcast.
Thanks, buddy.
You too? What the fuck am I saying?
You too. Yeah.
You too.
Fucking idiot.
Yes, I forgot how we found that out in game. Someone had told us so, and we were just like all stunned as fuck. We were like, oh fuck, like what the fuck do we do? Because we'd found out like the New Hope leaders went to Tower and never came back, but they went on some mysterious retreat, and no one fucking bought it. But then New Hope basically fell, and it was just a ghost town. It was like almost like Citadel. Once you take out the heads of the leader, everyone fucking abandoned ship. And we had no connections in the east, and we had maybe gone to Gorka once or twice. We already knew that they were friends with Tower, and we had just got a spy inside of our group, right? And we had come at odds with Tower because we tried taking him out. That was okay. So there's this huge thing OOC that happened. They had this clock tower, like nothing like grudges or anything like that, but what had happened was the Tower's watchtower, the clock tower in Novad, right? Their walls had despawned and everything, and the base wasn't like, I didn't know it was registered or anything because the walls decayed.
Yeah.
Right? So we're like, yo,
Fair
it's
game.
a free base, you know, like fucking let's take over. So, well, that's what we did, and I think it was not the driver that pushed. They're like, hey, fucking this and that. Like these guys are trying to take over your clock tower, and there was this huge investigation because we had torn down one or two walls, so it looked like we had broken in, which was not the case. And that's really where the war popped off. Something happened in tickets almost. And it was just like, you can have the fucking clock tower, man. Like it's not that deep. And basically they tried to big dick us. They put in a spy in our group, and I already knew. And like I was like, yo, this guy's a fucking like I'm not stupid, right? Because some people are gullible, but I'm not a gullible individual. And so I would feed him said information so he could bring it back, and then lo and behold, someone radios me like, I think it was Spectre who raped me. That iteration near the end. And he's like, oh, I know this and that, blah, 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 blah. I was like, cool, you know the shit I want you to know. And now we know who the spy is, so their spy came back to our front gate, and I had already stood up everyone into a defensive position. There was one guy, this kid, who, in character, I was like, hey, get in this open spot so you can be bait, or we can figure out where they're going to shoot from. But he didn't know that. Ryder was very manipulative, and no one knew about it, which was great.
He did cause a genocide of 30 people.
Yeah. Yeah. And I set up everyone, like, just on surrounding where, like, they would get. I was like, they're probably going to set up in the clock tower, because they just got that back. They're probably going to come from that tree line, because, you know, that's where I would come from. And then we had basically everything on lockdown. And as soon as their spy came up to the gate, I was like, bet, I see their guys moving in the bushes right now. Grabbed the megaphone out, I was like, hey, put your fucking hands up or we're gonna fucking shoot. And so they shot, and yeah, we ended up taking out, I think, someone?
Icy Rage.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So that was unique. We almost took out Winter's Gaming as well.
Ooh, that would have been a good...
Yeah. Was that like on apartment buildings? That fight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
That's where everything popped off, right? Where we became hunted, like the people to fight back on tower, right? The garrison. And everyone's like, yeah, these guys are fucking dead. Like, they're not going to survive long. So we abandoned ship and we left the garrison because there was no point in defending a pretty shit base as is.
Was it the garrison that killed the second version of the Black Hand?
Yeah.
What led to that?
That was unique. So that was basically my manipulation showing, right?
Okay.
So we eventually we went towards Zelenogorsk to set up a safe house for the time being. We had a castle that ended up getting compromised. Then we had a safe house, and then we eventually, before that year, we had the safe house, and we connected with New Frontier, who were known to be, you know, shady. And we became allies with them. We're not even New Frontier. It was NBC that we really became allies with. It was just one guy from New Frontier saying, yeah, this is my group. But in reality, it was NBC, and he was acting like he was in charge of it. But yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
We ended up losing one guy at the castle. That was Gerbo. He ended up getting banned for something.
No!
Yeah.
Gerbo.
Gerbo was a character. He was
He's
a good guy.
Hero. I really fucking miss him. I actually, I think he should appeal. I don't know. Can he appeal, or...?
I think he can, but I don't know what he did.
I don't know what he did either. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you're a mod now. I have to say, I was actually delighted that time. Do you remember? I was like, oh, people, I can't remember exactly what the context was, but it was an ideas discussion anyway, and I was giving out about people giving out as they do.
Oh yeah.
And then you just went and got yourself modded while I was talking to you. I was like, holy shit, fair fucking play. Well done. You told me where the fuck to go, and it was great.
That was all coincidental.
Was it? No way. That's so funny.
I had applied and I was like, alright, I might get it, I might not. I was in the second round, and then as we were debating, I had ended up getting it. And I was like, oh, bet. This is just a one-over right now.
Brilliant. Oh man, that's
good.
So funny.
Good timing.
Yeah, it really looked like you did it on purpose. I was convinced actually. Did that till you told me.
No, I'm not that fucked. I don't got that much power.
I was like, how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah, just fucking. I'm a secret owner that no one knows about. I'm a fucking benefactor.
Yeah. Undercover boss. How many people did you have in the garrison? Because I remember the first time I think I met you in game, I was so confused because I just got kidnapped by the Black Hand, and then I guess I was joining the Black Hand. I didn't really know what was happening, and then all of a sudden I'm on a rooftop and there's like 30 fucking people up there. There's people pointing guns at me, saying "Get down!" Like I was part of the Black Hand. I'm like, wait.
He was like, I just got jumped into this, and I was like, okay, good, he's good to go. Like, all right.
Thank God for
Didn't even-
Ryanair Gringo, man.
Didn't
Holy
even
shit.
fucking fact check it. I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. You know, if we do one guy, it's whatever.
Right.
And it happened to be Cooter, and it became my most favorite character to put like of all time. That art was
No!
amazing.
Oh yeah, it was cute. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was cuter actually till I got the black hand, but cannon.
Parachuted,
Yeah.
parachuted
Yeah.
off the top of the apartments with his booty shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason why that execution, like we were gonna side with Black Hand the whole way through.
Really?
But I sat, yeah, we were gonna like the good guys go bad, like working like best of both worlds. Like you had to pick your fucking, you had to choose your demons type of deal.
Interesting.
And I was like, you know what? People are gonna really join this cause. We gotta kill these guys.
Mm. Well, they
so
killed.
we got.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you can finish yours. You're good. That's your question.
Is that your mic, Wyla?
Yeah, that's it.
What is it doing? Oh,
Get
shit.
control of your hair, you hairy beast. I think the Black Cannon killed like a mute or like a woman or something.
Oh, they kidnapped him, you.
They,
Oh, yeah.
they,
The
yeah, they,
police.
Bailey.
Mhm.
I loved Bailey. Bailey gave Alana her like fucking bandana. It was like a whole thing. That was so weird.
And so we rescued the police's character, Bailey,
Mm.
brought her back to one of our safe houses that we had got from, and we went back. We made a plan. We're like, all right, we're gonna kill these motherfuckers because we gotta be the good guys in this scenario so people truly join the cause. And that's what we did. We went back and Bailey murdered the Black Hand.
Mm. Yeah, that was
Brilliant.
so good, man. She did it slowly too. I was like, I think Shifty Animal gets shot in the face first.
I
And
was
she
really
just
sad about Shifty's death.
Poor
slowly
Shift.
walks over.
Dude, I love Daisy.
I love
Yeah,
Dude, that was
Fucking
such a great
brilliant.
character.
yeah, she
Brilliant.
was hot. Holy shit.
Daisy.
Got a poster of that character on my wall. Nah,
That was
Shifty's
such a
great.
great character.
It's probably my
Yeah,
favorite role
man.
player. Shifty,
Like-
maybe.
I know the Black Hand sort of redux was kind of like a little bit sort of like wobbly in execution, but like I just think that it was
It
so
was
worth
fun.
it, even just to have like Daisy as this like evil
Mhm.
character.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, he was like
It's
putting.
so funny.
He would put his skirt. He'd put skirts on people when
Yeah.
they would torture him.
And shave them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciated that. That was pretty funny.
But the
Holy
garrison
shit.
was huge.
I'm
Yeah,
so
that was a
glad we got
coalition.
mixed up in all that. That
Yeah,
was
the
wild.
Cooterlition. That was huge.
Mhm.
That speech he gave on the boat, man. Like, I was so fucking hyped after I heard that. Like, out of character, I was just like so hyped. I was like, I gotta go fucking kill somebody in game right now.
Cooter, well up for it. Fucking ready to be the first man on the fucking megaphone. Holy
And
shit.
then I was so disappointed.
That right there
Yeah.
was my all-time favorite. I don't even care what came after. Like, I'm gonna ignore everything that came after that because that was just a downer. But
Yeah.
that moment in RP was peak for me because it was like so many different groups brought together.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There's
Yeah,
one
that's cool.
crazy ass speech shooting a fucking Fortunate Sons, like playing as we're storming outside the ship, and we get locked in the ship.
Yeah. And Canadian Dragon, actually, who lived there, like that was his base, shows up while we're storming out, and he's just standing there outside his base, like, what's going on? And
Fucking
somebody shouted, "Who the fuck are you?"
I live here. God damn.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Jesus. Like, it was great to see, like, because Alana hadn't met that many people, but she'd spent some time at Gorka, so it was nice to kind of link up with people that, like, it just made a nice little circle for such a short character, I found, as my personal experience of it.
Well,
I just
but
thought it was-
this is a podcast with Gutz. Let's not make it all about you, all right?
You talk
That's
about
fine.
yourself all the time as well, Boop.
You're talking about Buddha right now, man.
Well, I mean, you brought him up.
You brought him up.
I was also there.
I got no problem with talking to that arc. Like,
Yeah,
would
it
we
was
go down to
fun.
fucking Electro to go recruit Cooter? Then why, like, that was fucking
Oh
so.
my god, do you remember? Do you remember? We fucking started firing off. We all got. Oh my god, that was
Got
fun.
swarmed by the whole town. They were like, all right, let's fucking do this.
Oh yeah. Just started blasting.
Yeah, we just. Oh, it was great. But that was literally all we fucking did. Like, we used to just run around Turner, just fucking shooting the zombies all the time, and never nothing ever happened except for me and Stevie, who's need money for cat food. He was like an architect who was set up in a warehouse. And then that Irish guy that I got fucking kidnapped by the Black Hand. That was the only two people I ever met down there. And the second time I met somebody, I got fucking
That was
kidnapped by the
in
Black
Cooter
Hands.
Nation. Yeah.
Cooter Nation, yeah.
I wish I clipped what happened with the garrison. I just didn't have any storage at that time, or an external.
Oh
Right.
god.
It would have been crazy.
Yeah.
I've been having trouble. I've been wanting to do a Cooter video, but like I kept. That's when I asked you earlier. Like, do you ever like forget to clip stuff? And that was my problems with the Cooter video. Like, I barely got any. I got like an hour, 2 hours of Cooter. Sucks.
I have a bit more, I don't know. Maybe I could like
Like, I
find
don't have
videos
any of
on
that
there.
shit. Like, I was so positive I clipped that in my head. I guess I was just too excited.
Oh. Yeah, sometimes you think of it and then you're like, I'm gonna wait until the perfect moment to clip it, and then you just get absorbed
Yeah.
into the fucking RP again.
All right.
Yeah, I clip a lot. I kind of just waiting.
You
Like, all right, is
fucking
there a
have
pause
to.
in the conversation? I was like, that clip.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that. I'm just
How
forget.
how many
So I have my external, which most of my games are on, and then my clips are on the main console.
Okay.
But for storage, when it comes to clips, I'm like 290 gigabytes right now with just Asher alone.
Good God. That
Yeah.
you still need to look at?
Yep.
I'm telling you, like I don't have the time to do it anymore. Right? Did you say you have a working laptop, something that would be kind of, not necessarily super high powered, but something sort of fairly capable?
I do.
So what I used to do when I had the time and the motivation was stream all my stuff, download the streams, and then make videos out of those. That kind of way. So then you have it on two platforms, and it's not so easy to forget about doing. But then you're streaming everything you're doing, so like thankfully nobody bothers watching me, and I like it that way. But
Like,
no,
not having
seriously.
views. It's
I
great.
do. I honestly do. I swear to God. Like, I have a couple of people that watch, and I'm like, you know what? I'm happy enough with that. But yeah, if you stream, then you can just save the videos. And like again, yeah. So you have to trade off with the meta. So
Wait, can you
it's
cut
tough.
out like stuff from your stream? Like if a message pops up or you're on like face cam or something? Can you just easily click like have the option
Well,
to
I mean, if you have a
take
laptop
that
that
off?
can handle it, the software that I used was Shotcut, and I never really got using like some of the really like more complicated features, but it was really user friendly, and there's videos on how to do it. And yeah, you can clip stuff out, and yeah, you can chop it up and fucking do whatever the fuck you want with it. One of my early videos, I had to fucking change the sound level for each part of a conversation because the fucking radio was so low in the mix. That was a nightmare. I'm sure there's probably a quicker way of doing it than what I did as well. It was annoying.
Well, I just
But
assumed Gutz
it's an option.
you had a PC because, like, I don't know, you and Bear are wizards at Share Factory. So I was watching that video the other day, and I was like, "There's no fucking way that's on Share Factory. This dude's got a PC now. He's big time."
There's a lot of methods you can use. I watched a tutorial on how to use Share Factory.
Yeah, I mean, he put a little. Yeah, it takes a lot of work, but I
Then
know
you
what
kind
you're
of just throw
talking
your own
about.
pizzazz into it.
Yeah,
So.
it's some wizardry.
I got
Sure.
like 273 views just because of the Citadel Massacre. I think that was the one thing that everyone wanted to watch. That was insane.
Wait, what? Say again?
The Citadel Massacre.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
that
like
was
273 views on that video.
no way. Wow.
And like that was the one video that like boosted my subscriber count like by like 20 or 30.
That's
That's
nice.
crazy.
What are you at now?
I don't even know. I haven't checked. I'm like begging for subscribers.
Just out of curiosity.
Oh,
pretty sure.
like 50.
Oh well.
No, that's nice.
Well, I'm not saying wow. I'm saying that's cool.
That's nice.
I'm sure.
Like, you know.
Wow.
Wow, what a big hot shot over here.
I'm subscribed to you. I mean, I know Wyla probably.
Yeah, I
isn't.
know.
She
I am
doesn't
too.
follow
No,
anybody.
listen. No, I follow everybody. I subscribe to everybody.
She
but I
don't know
just don't
what's
have the time
going
to
on
fucking
around
watch
here,
them.
man.
I don't
So I
have
have
the
a
time to
question for
watch
you
them. I
guys.
have a life. I have a fiance.
How do you guys feel about this new lore that just came out today?
Oh yeah.
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 It's a lot of reading.
Joe.
And it's a lot of military stuff, and I did lose interest, but I will pick it back up again. because
Did
I
you
know it's
watch?
important to read.
Did you guys watch the video?
Yeah, I watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was
Video
fucking
is really
amazing.
well done.
Gives
Yeah.
a lot of
it's
hints on
brilliant.
what's gonna happen with what their story is probably gonna lead to.
Now that had to be a PC. I mean, obviously you can't do that on Share Factory.
No, you can.
Really?
No, okay, no, it's PC with because of the TV scene. So maybe no.
Yeah,
That was
I was
cool.
about to say,
That
teach
was
me your
cool.
ways.
Yeah, that was a little bit of software that I don't have.
Yeah. Nah, that video.
I mean,
was
I'm
badass.
excited for this, but like, I don't know how the rest of the community is gonna feel because it's basically forcing a lot of specific characters.
You mean
and
like
specific characters not to happen.
accents? Or...
If I'm gonna be, I don't like doing accents personally, so it's not something I have the time to do.
What?
Yeah, I've done an accent maybe 3 times, and that
That's
was with
times.
with my CNG character, who was Damon. You had Fabio, who was a yoga instructor that got made fun of for his accent.
Yoga instructor.
Yeah, they said some pretty unholy words to my character, and I killed a lot of people. So.
I mean, they were mean.
Mhm.
I had never heard of Fabio. What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
This is like a
Fabio.
little nugget.
Fabio and Little Willie were my all-stars, and that's what I'm really hoping Afterlife happens.
What the fuck? I never heard of these people.
Because they got killed in a day of living. That's
Oh.
how much
Oh,
they
right.
hated.
Okay. Oh, no.
My first one was Little Willie. You don't like this, basically you talk like that.
Oh my God!
And
Did you
people-
carry around
and
a
it was-
chicken?
Yeah, he
No.
carried around a chicken.
That was not you.
It was me.
That was not you. Was that? That was not
Wow.
him. That was
Mhm.
that you? That wasn't your fucking username, was it?
Oh yeah, it was Gutz. Yeah, that was me.
Was it? I'm
Yeah,
so stupid. I
wow.
don't even
Me
look
too.
at them. I swear to God, I don't even look at them. I
Yeah,
can't
you're
believe
in-
that
you're
was
in,
you with Grace and fucking Selena. No,
Yeah.
not Selena Goris.
We were
Fucking
trying to take your chicken. Shit. Still live? Still live? Hello? Okay. Nice. Oh, what's up, Boom? Boom Lade? Derek? I guess I gotta go back in the... I don't know what the fuck happened. What the fuck was that? You left? I didn't leave anything. Hello? Yeah, okay. I have no idea what happened there.
Just lost
Left.
connection.
Well, the stream's still going. Okay, that's cool. Good. All right, sorry.
You good?
But yeah, no, Little Willie was like a notorious. So the character, I was just so upset after Damon's death. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just make like characters that, you know, brings RP. And Little Willie was pretty fucked up in the head, and he became a male stripper or male dancer, I should say, a male dancer at the Garrison Bar.
Good
in the
lord.
back rooms.
Good lord.
Ran around. It was actually a Cooter inspired character because he ran around with booty shorts and a construction helmet with a sledgehammer with a chicken in his pocket. And people eventually caught on that he had a chicken, and like, it's like, yeah, we gotta report this guy. Like, there's no cops in Berezino. Like, we gotta get this guy. And this guy, Cook Salad, comes up to me. He's like, hey, put your fucking hands up. You know, this
Oh
and that.
no.
And I looked at him. I was like, not today, motherfucker, and beat the shit out of him with a sledgehammer while he had a shotgun in my face, and I ran. I left him alive. I was gonna kill his character, so I left him alive and ran off. And I'd antagonize my old Talon members of the Refuge, like a lot of them, and they hated him because whenever I'd come up to someone, I was like, oh, nice to meet you. I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. Like, what's your name? I was like, my name's Little Willie. And they're like, oh, nice to meet you, Little Willie. And I'm like, what do you say about my pecker? And then they get, I'm like, what? And I pull the sledgehammer out. It would confuse the fuck out of people, and he was so fun to play.
Oh, cool.
And I eventually got to CNG, not knowing they were reporting me as I was going there. So I got there,
Jesus.
and there's the Garrison, like the Grays, right, who owned the bar. Like, yeah, that's him right there. That's the chicken fucker. I was like, what the
Chicken
fuck?
fucker.
Like, out of character. I was like, there's no fucking way. Like, I've been alive for maybe 8 hours, and I'm already getting accused of things.
Oh no.
And so this cops comes up to me, and I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. He doesn't like me. And these criminals had came up to the gate, so literally like, all right, Willie, fucking stand right there. You know, they tried to stretch me and everything. I didn't have the chicken on me anymore. But the cops of CNG were like arresting these two crooks, and I was like, bet. And I had a pocket double barrel. I came up to them, and I was like, let me wear your face. And they're like, what the fuck? And like, that was the cop's reaction. So with that initiation, I brought the barrel to the left and shot left of the guy's face, so like I didn't kill him because it was shit initiation already.
Yeah.
And I got lit up.
Oh.
I got lit the fuck up, and everyone was like, what the fuck just happened? Everyone's like freaking out because this guy fucking almost killed a cop in front of the fucking CNG compound. And so the next day I meet Fabio.
Fabio's the yoga instructor.
Yeah, I talk like that. My name's Fabio. And he would run around basically Berezino. So my first interaction with him, everyone was like, oh, nice to meet you. You want to be friends with Fabio? And everyone was like, yeah, sure. I like this guy. And basically, they were doing a civilian's arrest on this guy who was basically ate a chicken. And I was like, this guy doesn't look too good. And he's like, shut the fuck up, word. And I was like, don't you ever say that about Fabio again. And he's like, alright, I'll fucking say it again, shut the fuck up, word. And I shot him. And everyone was like, what the fuck? Like in the middle of the streets in Berezino. I just shot him with a BK-18. And this is like around that time.
To be fair, he gave you a command that you didn't want to follow through with.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so yeah, he got murdered, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And Chidaki was in town at this point.
Wow.
And they came up to Fabio questioning, like, hey, what the fuck were you doing? Like, why'd you kill me? He's like, hey, he called me, word. And blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, Fabio's just like, you know, like, thank you for handling that, but like, we'll handle it from here, blah, blah, blah. So Fabio's let off the hook for murdering a man. And I murdered maybe 4 more people that day as Fabio.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Little serial
Yeah, so-
killer.
Yeah, he was really fucked up because people would make fun of him.
Mm.
Like, I went up to I almost applied to be a nurse, and they're like, no, Foppy, you can't work here. I was like, Foppy doesn't want to work here anyways. You guys look stupid in those fucking blah, 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 blah. And eventually I got to a point where I was like, Fabio, no, Chidaki works for Fabio. Chidaki didn't like that.
Uh-oh.
But eventually I ended up taking out the head of the Greys because what they had done to me, right, was I was like eavesdropping on their little converse, like their notorious planning, and they come running. One guy comes running out and points a gun in my face. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Bobby's not doing anything. And basically threatened, like, if you come back here, I'm gonna shoot you. And I was like, and as Fabio, like, he doesn't like being,
Threatened or
antagonized.
yeah.
So Fabio got the Chidaki and planted something on the Greys for planning to go against the Chidaki. So yeah, that was it was bad.
Fabio. So that was all in the prologue?
Yeah, that was. And then I wanted to play a budget tech support guy, but the current head of staff was not allowing it.
Oh.
Gotcha. Cramp, what's up, Cramp? Derek?
Cramp!
Boom Balata. Boom Balata says hello. I had to tell someone not to kill him. It almost happened. I think he's talking about the stripper, the little Willie. Derek says, tell Gutz he's a jarhead for me.
That's crazy.
Boom Balata says people from Talon killed Fabio, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I almost killed. That's funny because I almost killed the people from Talon, but with those throwaway characters, I wasn't just gonna murder everyone. I only murdered the people that truly like deserved it as that character.
Yeah. So what's
Brilliant.
been your most fun you've had, like your most, I guess, character-wise? Has it been like those kind of free, uncontrollable characters like Little Willie or Fabio, or is it more of like Ryder? Just kind of.
Ryder was stressful.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy that much. People would keep going up to me like, what do we do? What do we do? I was like, bro, we just set up a rank structure so you could go to someone else. So that was stressful, having like 20 plus people always come up to me and ask me like what they're gonna, like if they're gonna do this, that, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Did not have fun with that.
It's tough to like structure something so massive.
Yeah.
I think
You nearly want a bunch of time.
Yeah, my most fun was probably either Azrael or Asher. That was the most fun I had.
Azrael was pretty impressive, to be fair. Like, I really wish that had lasted longer.
Who was Azrael?
Seventh Seal.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
I knew you were in the Seventh Seal. I just couldn't remember the name. Just because I barely played and I was out of the loop. I mean, well, that's why I'm asking you. That's the beauty of this podcast. You get to catch up, too.
My bad. I didn't mean to come across as a snotty bitch.
It's just your natural. I mean,
I
habit.
know. I need to calm down on that a little bit, I think.
The most fulfilling storylines I've had was Azrael, because I did everything I wanted to him, even though it ended up in a death. Because he was supposed to be a dead character. Like, he was supposed to die. Like, he wasn't supposed to live to the end of the iteration. Like, someone was supposed to kill him. It's just the way he went out was like not the most favorable thing because of what happened in that scenario.
Yeah.
But like the mark he left was amazing because his whole thing was marking things, like marking people, like you've been marked for death, or even,
All right.
And basically the last thing he marked was the Citadel, saying this has been marked, forever, and it literally just went through our PE. It was this ghost town of this Citadel massacre that occurred.
That mainly went down like in kind of like the first month of the iteration, right?
Yeah.
It was early enough. Yeah, well, it might have been
It was
4
like
or 5 weeks.
It was 2 months. I think it was the second month in.
Yeah.
Where was the Citadel at? Was that Berezino?
Pogorevka.
Pogorevka.
Oh, okay.
It was
I
really, really cool little place actually. It was nice. People had their little like there was different gun shop. There was gun shop. There was a medical place. There was, it was like the town was alive, and it was nice to just be able to sort of walk up to the main fire in the square, and there'd always be kind of somebody there to talk to.
Oh,
That's
It's
what's
good.
always the bummer of playing the bad character, because you can't just walk up and like, hey, let's
I
RP.
know. Yeah.
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 That's what it was. It was like a civilian kind of RP camp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Villeting
think-
is hard.
The ballsiest moment I had with Azrael was when I walked up into the crowd of people that were there at the Citadel before the massacre happened. This was like maybe 2 weeks before it happened. I walked into the fucking place. I was like, hey, how's it going? Oh, who are you? And I was like, I'm fucking, I'm Azrael, the Satan, the guy who fucking everyone talks about on the radio. And like people were debating if they should do something. And I know they were, because like they were debating on like either shooting me right there or like whatever. But they didn't know we had people just hiding in the crowd.
Wow.
There was like 11 people in that crowd just waiting for them to do something.
Wow. Holy shit.
Evil bastard.
That's
yeah, it was
tense.
so like because no
Wow.
one knew like who was with them and who was against them at that point. Because they're like, okay, they're here. No wonder why we get so many faces.
All right.
Wow. That's so tense. Holy shit. And how did it go? Obviously, they just sort of dropped it.
So yeah, people kept coming up to me. They were like, all right, I want to RP with this guy. Like, there was a drug dealer who's like, hey, you want some cocaine? I was like, not really, man. And then, I don't know, Crane, me and him talked. Basically, that's
yeah.
when
What
he
was
became
his
my...
name again?
Fuck.
He gave Catherine her punk rock boots.
Yeah, because I think he was a part of Blackwood briefly.
No, I met him. She met him at the Citadel.
I forget, but he had a red gunter. I know that.
Okay. But yeah. So people kept coming up to you and RPing as Azrael, like.
Like,
with
because like
Azrael.
when people would do that, it worked in my favor because like they're like, oh shit, this guy's a fucking spy probably. But in reality, it was just people wanting to talk to Azrael.
Yeah, I'd love to have talked to Azrael. Like it's one of them things where I'm like, Jesus, I wish I was involved, but like it's kind of nearly cooler that it was like sort of something that I had no idea about it. Like Catherine kind of heard about stuff sort of secondhand, and
Azrael and Catherine almost became friends because of Leica.
yeah, that was close. We were it was close. I hate them moments. Oh, it could have happened.
I don't know really what happened. I think you guys just fell off and just did a different storyline, but that was very close.
It was a different storyline kind of thing. Like, I would have preferred, obviously, like, because Catherine didn't last long at Blackwoods either. Like, as soon as there was talk of war and Jericho got himself fucked out, and that was the end of it. So.
Well.
What? You
Nothing,
did get yourself
nothing.
fucked out.
I don't know how, whatever. It was a character. Alright, fuck you.
What? I didn't even think that was that bad.
It was,
I'd say worse things to you on the regular.
Yeah, no. No, it was a tense standoff. It was fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't my fault, though. I'll say that. Yeah. Anyway.
So are you still playing at all, or are you a victim of the low server pop like most of the rest of us?
Yeah, I had a huge, like, I wanted to do something with Asher where, like, the good guy goes bad. But with the low server pop, I had to stick with the good guy arc.
Okay, and are you still playing regularly? I think I seen you on the other day.
Yeah, I played regularly up until I decided to end my character story.
Oh.
Yeah, I ended it Friday night, so like 2 days ago. So I'm just waiting for this prologue. I got a few ideas what I want to do, but I'm just gonna save that for myself. I'm probably gonna do like a solo act, because I'm always a part of these big groups, and I've always made these big groups. And I've made a huge impact on 2 iterations in a row, and I'm trying to do a more subtle approach this time.
Yeah, cool. I've been digging solo survivor stuff lately since the server's been down. Just been fucking around unofficial. It's cool sometimes.
You just get sucked into stuff sometimes.
You know, like this,
Mm.
whatever happens to my character in prologue, I wanted to try to tie into that little prison RP you got going.
Mm.
I'm not gonna say
What?
much.
What?
The what? What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Say
Yeah. Same.
Huh.
My bad.
Yeah, I'm doing a complete throwaway for prologue as well. Like, do you have any ideas, or do you want to disclose it? Maybe not.
Oh no, that's a surprise.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah. Well,
I can't
Lila's
spoil
gonna
that.
play it. She's gonna play a method.
Would you please give it a rest? Give it a rest for once.
I was thinking of playing a character like that. One with like an addict, like an addiction problem, like alcoholism, preferably.
Mm.
Yeah,
Could
that's
be
what
fun.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play just a drunk dickhead. I'll probably get killed. First
Probably
day.
murdered by whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some angry. I'm really hoping this prologue's different from the last one.
They're all different. You know, stuff gets tweaked. It seems to be a kind of an upward curve, usually.
'Cause
So
it seems like what's gonna happen. Your character's gonna have to choose one of two sides. So don't choose wrong, basically.
maybe,
So
or
between the
like,
Russians or the
Bavarians.
yeah.
That's
they
what I
might
think
turn
is
it
gonna
on its
happen.
head either and have it that like everybody that doesn't join survives. You know what I mean? They could turn it on its head. You never know. Like,
I hope
I
they
don't
do
know. I
something
think
like
they-
that, because everyone always sides with a group. They're like, alright, I'm gonna live now. I hope they do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Intriguing.
I wonder
It's
if
a
there's
lot
gonna
of,
be
like-
how they're gonna introduce the zombies. Or if there are gonna
I
be
really hope there's zombies. Oh my god, I really don't want them to do no zombies. It's not Daisy without zombies. I'm sorry.
It wouldn't make sense if there was. It's literally a zombie game.
Yeah, man.
Well, was there
I mean,
zombies? There were zombies in the last prologue, right?
They were like very sporadically coming in more and more, and it was
Which was
brilliant.
cool. Yeah, it was
Yeah, I
cool.
loved it. I loved it. It was great. I remember the first one that turned up on the military base. It's kind of a big deal. Like, you know, it's cool to have them sort of
But the
I
fir-
think
I
my
know-
filter
favorite
in
part-
slowly.
My favorite part of like the last, like the end of prologue was Azrael was there at the evacuation, but he was a normal guy
yeah.
going insane. So
Cool.
That's
Wow.
what Asher did.
No, Azrael.
What?
Azrael
Man,
made
I'm
it
a
to the
fucking
evacuation from. I'm
I know.
not saying that. Shh. Cab. Peace.
The first prologue was cool. I didn't have any zombies. There was a lot of civilian RP. I didn't see the second one.
The prologue that I was Catherine as, I thought it was really, really well done. Like, you sound like you had a lot of. I know a lot of people say that there was no RP, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I
there was
got
RP. You
loads
just had to be
of
in the right
RP.
place, though.
You had to be in the right place, but you also had. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of exclusionary in that, like, you really had to sell it. You know, that kind of way. Like, I made myself useful to the military, and they kept me on the base, even when everybody else was under suspicion, and they kicked everybody else out. They kept Catherine. And it was just because, like, I don't know, she was actually quite a good shrink. I don't know. She
Yeah.
ended up
They probably
going
just wanted
insane.
they just wanted a female around.
Such a bastard. You're so mean. That's so mean. I'll never forgive you for that one. No.
True.
Thunder to silence. No.
Fucking facts it.
To be fair, she did actually, like, I listened to a lot of really cool, like, backstories, got to know, like, all the like, higher ups in the military, besides, like, some of the real tippy top that were never around.
Yeah, didn't you take notes and stuff? Like actual,
I took loads of notes, yeah.
like an actual therapist there for.
And I was really trying to help these characters as well. Like, I really did want, like, and you know what? It ended up, like, in some really sort of, like, unusual friendships. Like, Catherine and Mr. V, Derek's character, were actually pretty tight and had a lot of respect for each other. And Tony Moretti as well. I love Tony Moretti. If he's fucking listening, he was a brilliant character. He's gangster. And yeah, Catherine and him got along as well. So it was really nice. It was actually cool because it wasn't just the military that I was giving therapy to. It was citizens and stuff as well. But you had to be brave enough to, like, you know, push yourself in there and sort of get to know people. You know what I mean? But there was a couple of people who did, and it was really, really interesting. It's
Sure.
really interesting.
Boom Bilotti says, my character saw one of the first zombies, found it in the forest with a bunch of others. On
Oh
prologue.
yeah, that was us. We saw the first infected.
No way!
Yeah, that was insane.
Holy shit.
That's why Talon was so dope to play, because like we started investigating why the fuck they're coming into this like refugee zone or the safe zone. Never
Cool.
went anywhere, but it was just fun RP.
Yeah. Cool.
That was insane. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, we like took a picture of it, posted on Spodget, like basically mass
I
panic.
remember. Yeah, I remember. I remember. Holy shit. Oh my god. Spodget was a great invention. I think.
What? What's it called?
Spodget was the Prologue's like Twitter. So because the electricity was still up and Churners hadn't fallen yet, we still had the internet. So Spodget was like its Twitter.
We the Remain had a Twitter?
We the Remain had
it was
an
on
in-game.
Discord.
Yeah, it was on the Discord, but it was like an
own
in-character channel.
Wow, I'm glad I fucking skipped that. Holy shit.
It was cool. I thought it was great. It because like that, you got the first video of the first infected that made its way in.
Were you like
You know what I mean?
hashtagging your therapy session?
There was hashtags, and so I did actually advertise myself on there for therapy. Yeah, yeah, it was great. I thought it was brilliant. I don't know what. Gutz, am I crazy? I don't think I'm crazy.
What do you think, Gutz? Does that say like a real therapist role played on the server and joined, and they role played as a therapist? Would that be free therapy if you then went to that therapist and disguised your personal problems as the character's problems?
It would be.
Yeah.
Smart. Whoever did it, that's smart.
All right.
Very smart. Someone did do that.
Free therapy.
And I'm trying to go away from the, like, I know a lot of military shit with my characters. That's why most of my characters have a military background. But I think this iteration, I'm gonna try to stray away from like a private military or like strictly a military background.
Yeah, and you could play like a janitor somewhere. That'd be pretty cool.
I was thinking of being a DoorDasher.
Oh shit.
Like, believe it or not, I was thinking about being a DoorDasher. But with this
That
war,
could be cool.
I don't know how well a DoorDasher is gonna work.
Wonderful we have the internet again. That would be so fun. Like, say what you want,
No,
Boom. Spodget
no
was
Twitter.
fun. No, it was good. It was actually good.
Hey,
It
I
was
don't
really
mean to
fun.
be that guy, but I actually do have to go get doing something.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
No, I had a blast though. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man.
No problem, man. You were a
thanks for
brilliant guest.
yeah, thanks for doing it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We'll have to get you
Um,
back. I wanna, I'd love to talk to you more.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
There'll be
just
more
let me
ground
know.
to cover.
all right.
Yeah, you guys have a good day. Thanks for having me on, and hope to see you guys at Prologue.
Yeah,
So-
see you out
Yeah,
there,
for
Gutz.
sure, man.
Have a good one, guys.
Later, buddy.
Bye.
Well, you ran him off.
Did I?
Yeah. The beast was unleashed, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought I was really nice. I thought I was nicer than you.
And now we have one less guest.
I'm trying. I'm going to change my name to Wholesome Danielle O'Sullivan. I was thinking about doing that.
Wholesome O'Sullivan. Is Canadian still on? Still out there, buddy? No.
I think I have some time.
Sure.
Yeah,
See,
I've got
see.
about 40 minutes.
Do you have Canadian on your buddy list?
Think so.
Yeah. Bring him in. I told you, you gotta behave yourself, man. You gotta act like a normal person.
Was I not?
Ugh, you're fucking all over the place. Hair was
joking.
all over the. Yeah. Your mic kept. He couldn't take it. He had to go.
You're just trying to freak me out. Deep
You
breaths.
gotta work on that, man. Jesus. Yeah, get Canadian in here.
I know I interrupt you a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's all you're touchy about.
Just annoying. I mean, I'm not really upset.
We just talk at the same time. I'm not actually trying to interrupt you, because on my end, you haven't started talking yet.
Well, I don't think we talk at the same time. It's like I'll be like 3 words deep, and then here comes Wyla.
Sorry. I'm trying to keep a leash on it. I really am.
Yeah, man, get your shit together. Is Canadian on? Or, I mean, do you want me to invite Papa?
I sent Canadian an invite. Try Papa Joe there as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or I could. I think.
I'll invite Papa Joe. He'll join if I invite him. Yeah. You don't have feelings, kid. Papa Joe!
Pure evil.
Did you catch my little janitor thing?
That was a good plug.
Wink, wink. Yeah.
Wink, wink. Hey, there he is.
Father Vlad and her.
This is.
We are live.
Oh, am I
Yeah.
interrupting another one?
No, we invited you in. We were at Gutz, so I had to go. So.
Yeah. You
Okay.
get tired of Wyla.
Listen, I don't blame you.
Oh shoot! Alright.
What are you doing, buddy? Entertain the hundreds and thousands of people watching.
What am I doing right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just chilling right now. I've been moving everything around, just been busy and all
Whoa.
that. So, yeah, I haven't gotten to play around with Maliki too much.
Maliki?
Yeah.
Your current character?
Yeah, Maliki is my current character. He is supposed to be based off of the news Operation Airhead lore, where he was a soldier for Muhammad Aziz, I think around 2010. In
Airhead
short
lore.
words, he yeah.
You mean like the movie?
No, it was one of the games for Arma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I just kind of want to tie that in and bring him in as like as a explosive expert kind of guy, a socialist.
Oh,
And
good
so far, like, I got a lot of funny interactions, a lot of cool ones, and all that stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did a little like a relation kind of deal with Banshee's character, where he met Kuma Hartman and her mother over in the Chino-Russian border, and he and his tribesmen just basically killed her mother.
Mm.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, he's not a good guy. He was not a good guy at first. He was complete bad guy kind of deal, insurgent till the end. But as the RP progressed, he slowly changed and like realized what he did. It was a strange. It was a strange arc for the character, but I'm happy with it. He's been through a lot of betrayals and all that stuff.
Oh, I personally wanted to thank you there, Papa Joe, because I learned the other day, I don't know how I didn't hear this sooner, that you were the one that killed that French lady that ran Middle Earth.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this was, oh god, that was Liu Kang. That was...
Yeah, it was Liu Kang.
Oh, I knew him. I knew that guy.
Yeah, he was the one he was one of the two responsible for making a huge plan, because he wanted to destabilize Middle Earth from the first. Whenever he saw it, he saw that people were having fun and all that. They had no care in the world. So
Absolutely.
Lou was like, I don't like that. They need to realize the world that they're in, and they're going to learn the hard way. So
damn right.
later on, whenever he saw that he finally had the potential to do that, he was like, all right, I'm gonna get with my people. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to kidnap. Oh, what was her name?
Amelie.
Amelie and Kieran.
Oh
We're gonna
yeah,
bring them
Kieran,
over.
yeah.
We're gonna bring them back over to the docks, and we're gonna try and make Amelie one of us, and make Kieran pay for it all. Like, I was gonna have it to where I think it was where Amelie was to kill Kieran to break her.
Mm.
Cause I knew like there was that time where she was just like out of it. She was drinking. She was drunk. Like she didn't want to deal with anything anymore.
That wasn't that bad.
No. people were all like people kind of made it that way. So I was like, oh.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Like, to be
She's
fair.
just laying around Metal Arc all the time, cheeking.
But yeah, so
No.
in the end, Lou didn't want to kill Amelie, but with the current situation, with a few certain heroes
Right.
calling out for help, we had Sweets executed like Amelie with a revolver right there, and then me and then Liu Tang and a couple others just like quickly ate Amelie.
Oh, nice.
Try and cover up the evidence. It was funny, like we were throwing up and everything because it was
Oh my god.
God.
So,
Oh no. So,
Yeah.
I thought that whole thing was very interesting because I and thanks for doing this. But Jake Lewis texted me and was like, "Do you mind if we hold you for longer than the standard, like 1 hour?"
I'm sorry,
And I was
Wyla.
like,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, Wyla. You go ahead, but let me just say, were you the one that personally shot her?
no,
Oh, okay.
not the one who personally did, but he was the one who planned the whole kidnapping deal.
They shoot her in the face.
Oh, not the shooting in the face, but
Oh no, did they shoot her in the face? That was like a right in the face.
I don't know if it was either in the face or in the chest. I don't know. Either way,
nice.
Shut
dropped
up!
her.
Oh my god.
All right, go ahead, Wyla. Sorry.
So I was kindly messaged to ask for consent about being held for longer than needed, and the server shut itself that night as well. Do you remember it was down the first night that you kidnapped me, and we had to go into the next day. But like, Amelie was like really like complicit at the start, and then I don't know. I think she was kind of trying to win you over a little bit. How was that from your perspective? Like, what did you think about the whole like interaction?
We had so many interactions over at that dock, over at that acidic cage, and all of them were good, and especially that one. Like and like I think I said it before, and I'll say it again. Like whenever you were playing the guitar, and Iceman's character was telling Amelie to stop, but she kept playing and kept playing. So Iceman hit her with like a baton or something, I think.
Yes.
And she just kept playing, and like I was like, and like me in the back, just like I had my mic muted because I was like, damn, this is fucking sad.
Yay!
Yeah, I was like trying not to cry and all that crap.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Like, come on, you're Liu Tang, get it together. You're supposed to be like
Evil.
smiling at this and all that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, bitch.
And obviously, you guys did this to avenge Norman's death, right?
100% sure.
Nice.
But in the end, that was Father Vlad who shot Norman.
Well, per
Yeah.
request.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't want the mother hacks doing it.
I feel
I
like
wasn't
Father Vlad should have killed him a different way, though, because it was literally a freaking sawed-off slug to the back of the head.
I don't know. It was pretty effective.
I mean, yeah.
Your breath, Wyla. Jesus.
I think. Well, is it me?
Sounds like a wind tunnel.
No, that was me.
Oh, good God.
Sorry.
Take it easy,
Yeah, see?
Papa.
So
Take it easy, Papa.
I walk around and all that stuff, so. But.
All
so
right.
yeah, but
No,
it
you're
shouldn't-
good.
It shouldn't be a
Are
problem.
you like going for a jog right now?
Yeah.
But
It's funny the
Like-
way everybody kind of crosses over. It's nice to kind of like sort of. I know the way some people will do like a good character, then a bad character, then a good character, then a bad character. But it is good to get the whole spectrum across, like, you know, and then, you know, the bad that goes good, the good that goes bad,
Yeah.
you know, all
Lou?
of it. It's good to try it
Lou-
all.
Yeah, Lou was a cannibal, wasn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a plan mid progress. I think, like, whenever I got him out into the iteration, I was like, you know what? I never tried out a cannibal. I don't have no experience, whatever. Like, don't know how, so I'm not gonna try it out.
Mm.
So I may help me out with that, and like have it arc out where he found a new meaning or like a new philosophy to life or whatever whenever he ate human. So he was like, I don't want this to spread around, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
He met Iceman's character and then everybody else, and he just kind of found himself and Belota as this kind of a group with other people helping him out. So it was all very interesting.
Yeah, I think you killed me too. You're always killing me.
Ooh.
How's this iteration been for you?
This
Hartman.
iteration was a roller coaster. Yeah, dude. Hartman was just supposed to be an NPC doctor, okay? He was supposed to have all of this. And then, like, here we are, he's, like, kind of, like, somewhat halfway into the main iteration, and he has all this backstory now. He was just supposed to be an NPC doctor, doing stuff, probably gonna die in the end prologue. Because originally I was supposed to be a nomad with Buck and his character that we have planned, but then all of this other stuff happened. They're like, Hartman is definitely a telltale.
Yeah, I've heard his name mentioned a few times on the last few podcasts. Okay.
Yeah, and like whenever I'm in character and I walk around, like people are like talking about Hartman as well. Like, oh yeah, there's this research or whatever. Damn.
How was that to you? Is that weird when you're playing another character and then you're hearing about
Yes.
your last
It
one?
feels super weird. Like that was the same situation with Flag. I didn't hear from Casimir at all because he was very short-lived. I don't think it was in the wolf because yeah, I know. Yeah, I hear you, Wyla. I hear you.
At least I got you back once.
Yeah.
Oh, you got killed by the Grove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well deserved. Eighth of Wolf, well known. Eighth of Wolf made it to the end of the iteration. He actually escaped, but I had it to where he died in a boxing match.
Oh no. No. That's not fair. Oh man.
Yeah.
Fucking Alana knew Aether Wolf. Didn't she? Mrs. Alana Flanagan. She met him at Gorka.
She was like a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Holy shit, I forgot about
Dude,
that.
yeah, like the whole situation with the Eighth of Wolf was fucked because he was brought into some really horrible stuff.
Oh no.
He was in New Hope, and there was some situation that got New Hope in trouble with the tower, and it was horrible for them because I think Sweets and Maverick were out to try and settle some peace with the tower. Eighth of Wolf never heard from him, and I think there was something that led him to going over to the tower to try and talk with them to see if there could be some kind of peace because he doesn't want no one to be hurt. The tower checked around to make sure no one else was around, and they held him up and threw him at their little huge prison camp kind of deal. That's where he met Maverick and Sweets, and at the time this is when Sweet's character was pregnant,
Mm.
and
Oh, good lord.
yeah, and they basically killed the baby. They made her miscarriage.
Jesus.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The
Yeah.
whole situation was fucked. But like, whew, man, that like it was
Yeah.
That's impact, though. That's some serious impact.
huge impact. I liked it, but
That hurts. Like,
yeah, it definitely hurts. And now seeing this, like the Wolf feels so horrible because I think it was Sweets who told him, are you gonna like talk peace now or something like that? Like she was like there were many there were many talks between Sweets and Aether Wolf with peace and all that. Like Aether Wolf did not want to harm anybody. He did not hurt.
He didn't have a gun, did he? He wouldn't
No,
carry a gun.
no, he did not carry a gun out. He didn't hurt an animal. He didn't hurt a single affected until he left Gorka. Whenever he was hiding from the tower, or quote unquote hiding, they knew he was there, but like they waited.
Right.
But he was a complete pacifist. Like that's the difference. That's the difference I think I did okay with for Father Vine and Father Aether Wolf, so that they weren't the same. Is that Father Aether Wolf? He will do what is necessary. He wouldn't prefer violence, but he will do it. Aether Wolf, on the other hand, he will not do it at all. He will not hurt a fly, anything. He will do what it takes to make sure that everybody is safe, okay, and that definitely fucked him up. But he wanted to continue, and like he wanted to survive. He was desperate, and so and he had all this information about the tower, and about what they did. And so the caravan and the people at Gorka made sure that he was safe and everything. And so the caravan agreed on something to take Aether Wolf to a discreet location and all that stuff. And they gave him a plan to where, if anything were to happen, he's gonna Buck's character, I think Fletcher. No, it wasn't Fletcher. Flint or Fletcher. One of those names. He said that whatever happens, whenever I give you the code word, tell the people on the radio everything that you saw and witnessed at the tower. So it didn't happen for a while until they got into a bad situation. So Aether Wolf told everybody the truth about what happened over the radio, and a couple of people from the tower radio Aether Wolf and saying, "You fucked up," and there was Man's character who said, "I gave you a chance to walk away from everything free, and I told you not to tell anybody about this, but you broke that promise, so now I'm gonna have to kill you." But Aether Wolf, he didn't care. He was ready.
How did he go out in the boxing match? Was it like a friendly thing or hostile?
So it was just kind of a deal in the Death Channel. So he made it out of the Chernobyl alive, and I think he and the group found some kind of plane and went over to Japan or something.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so he was gonna retire as a weed farmer because in one of the interactions he was farming weed. And so he decided to retire and try and grow weed over there while trying to become like a boxing champion because at the time he was 2-0 in fist fighting, believe it or not. And so I had it to where in a boxing match he would get killed in a boxing match.
Yeah,
Fighting someone, so.
I feel like it's been long enough now. When Father Vlad shot that one guy at Middler during the wolf attack, was that really an accident?
It was an accident. I promise it was an accident. I swear. It really was.
Fucking blasted that guy.
It was 100% an
man.
accident. I don't know if I got my line of fire on him by accident or he got into my line of fire during the wolf attack. But
Ran in front of my bullet.
God damn, that was funny though. And fucking
Oh,
poor
yeah.
Vlad, he was so shook.
I
He was
know.
so
The
shook.
reaction was hilarious. He was like
really
cheeking and.
Oh, thank God he was all right though. That was good. That was like
Yeah.
a situation, man.
I always laugh when I think about that.
I'll be honest, I don't think I'll ever find get a character that would be as good as Father Vlad and Dr.
But
I'm
like,
sure.
yeah,
you probably
no,
won't.
I don't think that's true. I don't think it's true
but,
at all.
Still, I think I'm pretty sure that like Father Vlad and Hartman would be my top characters of all time. So.
Yeah. That's how I thought about my first few characters I had here. And then I did one and I was like, oh wow. That's cool. That was cooler than, I don't know.
They go up and down, you know.
Yeah.
I think I don't know.
What's up,
You
Pat?
will always have special attachments to special characters, but it doesn't mean you're never gonna do something so cool again.
Yeah. Like the nostalgia. There's the nostalgia feel too, of like your first character.
Mm-hmm. Or like ones where just the universe is sort of aligned. Is he still here? I can't hear him. Are you still talking?
No, I'm here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Pat says, imagine not having me on the podcast. It's happening right now, buddy. Pat says, boom, you gotta call Wyla a fake surfer every time you refer to her. No problem. I got you, Pat.
Yeah.
Bastards. They're ganging up on me now.
Yeah. But that iteration was fun. First iteration, best iteration. But
It was Lonely Roads, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or
Lonely
yeah.
Roads. Or last iteration at least, but still, I don't know. Like this iteration was good too. Like I got more invested into the lore than I did in last iteration because I was clueless and was trying to find bits and pieces of it. But with this one, like,
It
Were
came
you-
in a
itself was crazy. Yeah, like everything about it was crazy.
Were you there for the Citadel massacre?
Yeah, that's where that's where Dr. Hartman died.
Oh,
Yeah.
good Lord.
Yeah, he was one of the 4 that got brought to the to a separate house from all the other hostages, and they were all being interrogated because they found out something about them killing a daughter or something like that. I'm not too sure because I wasn't directly involved, so Hartman was completely confused and scared. And Kuma Hartman was there as well, his niece.
Oh.
But like one of the guys that was holding the people hostage saw Kuma and just decided to ignore her so that she can go away. I'm not too sure why, but I'm glad. As Dr. Hartman, so. But he met a unfortunate demise whenever someone from the Legion opened fire. And they're like, well, they ruined your chance, so
Yeah.
we're gonna kill you, kind of deal. I was really I was really disappointed. I was really upset at the time because I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but with the whole engagement deal, like it all rolled out to be legal. So I'm alright with it. I'm okay with it now. Like at the time, I was pretty upset, but
Right. Understandable. You got this character you've invested so much time in, and then you're just kind of randomly executed because somebody shot during a hostage, which was stupid. We were just talking, actually, with your killer about that.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gutz, yeah.
And yeah, about how, like I don't think he didn't plan on killing anybody, but
No, that's what I heard about, but and like I mean, there were the engagement shit that happened. So.
right, because he announced, we have all these people hostages and we'll kill them if you attack us, and then like some jackass actually shot. It's like, what the hell?
I think it was like a newer member of the Legion or something like that. If I was told, but I don't know. It's the past now, so I don't blame anyone.
Right. I would. Yeah. Oh
It.
yeah. There's just some people would have watched the weapon. Like, as soon as that guy heard that, he's like, "Oh yeah," immediately fired, probably.
Yeah.
Kill them all.
And then there's Maliki. He was literally a blast to play. Like so, alright. So, like I said, he was a soldier for Muhammad Aziz for Takistan, a neighboring country of Chinaris.
Okay.
And just pretty much in short, he was a part of the bad guys. And he was the son of a war chief who was killed during the raid on Aziz. So he took his father's role as a leader for his tribe. And as he was trying to set.
Ooh.
We have lost the boom.
Oh no, he's there. He's
no, I don't know.
When is happening? Is it happening again?
I think so.
Sounds like you're here, but.
Oh. Maybe so. Yeah, the stream's still going.
Alright, well that's good. But, so, he was told by one of his men that South Zagoria and Chinaris was doing okay, so that they should travel there. So, Maliki agreed on it, and so they tried to set their travels over to Chinaris. Whenever they were crossing the border, they met Kuma Hartman, the niece of Odo Hartman, or Dr. Hartman, or whatever, and her mother. So they decided to take it upon themselves to hold them up, see what they have, and they noticed that they were pretty much just like innocent people just trying to get by and survive. They're not your typical bandit kind of deal. So they're like, so Malik was like, they're pretty weak, so I'm gonna teach them a lesson. I'm going to mainly teach Kuma a lesson, and that was that the weak will not survive, and there should be no one to protect the weak. So he went, killed her mother, and then they just kind of left her off on her own as they. There was that short interaction, but
you can be a real
during
evil.
their travels, he could have been really evil.
No, I'm saying you can be a real evil bastard when you want to.
Oh. Yeah.
It's
So
great.
It
is great.
Yeah, so there was that little encounter, but during their travels is when karma started to hit them, like for all that they did, because they were losing a lot. They were losing a lot of their own men, and Maliki was starting to get doubts about Chinaris. And eventually, whenever he finally made it to the borders of South Zagoria, he was on his own. The rest of his people was either dead or missing. So he was out on his own, fresh start, trying to see if he could just survive and all that. And so he ran around, encountered people. And here's the thing. He didn't speak English at all.
No way.
And so I try to speak Arabic. I literally try to speak Arabic through my travels early in the iteration. Communicate with people because they didn't understand what I was saying, and that's my character. He wouldn't understand all what they were saying. So I found that quite fun, and that's whenever he was in his travels and at the airfield at Krasno, he encountered I believe was the CNG.
Hi.
A bunch of people. Hey, Canadian.
I was gonna say Canadian Dragon in the house.
Hey, Canadian.
My ears were ringing.
Oh, you're good. And
Guys, just before we keep going, I do actually have to go. I'm so sorry, Canadian. I know you just got here, but I have work in the morning, guys, so I really have to go. But feel free to keep going without me.
Alright. Yeah, no worries. You get some good rest.
Alright, see you later.
Later,
Bye.
Bye.
But we were just talking about Maliki and his early travels and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
no
run
Nokia
in...
phone.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys run into each other in the game?
Yes.
Yeah, he was one of the first people he kind of met after Grayson and Akuma over at the Krasno airfield, and then he encountered a bunch of the other like Americans and like American soldiers or CNG, so whatever. I'm not too sure.
They were like UN advisors, essentially.
Yeah, the UN
from
advisors,
the prologue.
Yeah, and like they were clueless. Malika was clueless, and they were just trying their hardest to try and talk to this guy. And they were a little bit worried because at the time he knows just a few English words. And like what he said is, "Oh, I work for Muhammad Aziz, socialist, best man in Pakistan kind of deal, whatever." Just trying to show that he's very loyal to Pakistan, and they were quite concerned because they didn't know about the situation back in 2010. So they were a bit worried because he was he had a bag in his hand. And Maliki was talking shit about NATO as well, that he didn't like NATO or anything like that. So they were scared and all that. And so it was a whole funny interaction. And I decided to throw the bag, and everybody freaked out and tweaked and just tried to swarm into buildings and all that. It was the most hilarious thing ever.
Was there actually anything in the bag, or?
No, it was just military.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
It was before the update of IEDs.
Yeah, it was right before the update of IEDs and everything. It was hilarious, but after that, he eventually found himself working for the CNG as their demolition expert, and that he was going to try and make or do anything that was explosive related for them. And at the time, a couple people would teach him how to speak English, and so it would slowly improve.
So for anybody that missed the prologue or joined afterwards, what was the CNG?
Do you want me to explain it, or do you want to explain it?
I can explain it. So, CNG essentially, for people that had missed the prologue, it was essentially the National Guard was reforming, and the main goal at the time was to research a possible cure and to essentially try and bring back some semblance of normalcy, essentially, to a localized area, to an area where just close by the airfield, that being essentially Krasno, Dubrovka, maybe Berenzino, just towns in that area to try and kind of kickstart some form of people being able to go about their normal lives as they used to 2 years ago in the roleplay. Didn't exactly go according to plan. Had a few major setbacks.
What do you what do you mean by that exactly? Just like other characters
essentially,
doing that.
Essentially, at one point in time, we had people who were infected, who were like progressing through the infection slowly, essentially, and we were trying to study them to see the effects of the infection. We had one individual who essentially went AWOL and defected to EIC with said infected individual. Never heard from that individual ever again. So in RP we assumed, okay, they're probably dead. Because at the time, in character, all you heard about the EIC was they're slavers. So it's like, okay, yeah, it's not exactly good, and it didn't help us that one of our members had essentially gone and taken something like someone that we were trying to research, trying to help, and take them there, essentially. So that was our first setback. Our second setback was when our, at the time, our lead researcher ended up getting taken to EIC as well by someone else who just went AWOL.
Lord.
So we got screwed over twice, and it wasn't even like a month apart. It was like a few weeks apart of these events happening. We had just sort of recovered from the first one, and then the second thing happened, and it was like, oh, well, shit.
It's all gonna end up at the EIC.
Yeah. Which, it sucked in roleplay, and it sucked in general, but it happens.
Yeah. It's hard for everything always to go to plan.
Yeah, but it's still, but I'll be honest, it's still kind of bringing an interesting new problem for everybody within the iteration, because that's whenever the Lost came in, which it threw me off guard, and I was so confused. But like in the end, I was like, that could be a cool way, another problem for people to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting.
And actually, Maliki was turned into one of the Lost at some point.
Oh wait, what was the Lost?
So
essentially, think like partials, but instead of like them being aggressive and uncontrollable, it's someone's in control of them and they obey every command that this one person gives.
Wow.
They were and the Lost referred to this guy as the Alpha, like how the partials had with their Alpha.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, the person who was the Alpha gave the Lost only a letter as a name, and there was a few commands. A few of the most important ones were Rise, where everybody in sync would pull their rifles out. Release was to holster, and DEFCON was to get their rifles out and assume the suicide position.
Holy shit!
And they won't pull the trigger until the Alpha will call their name out, and then they say execute.
That's badass.
It was really fucking interesting, and over in Blackwood, it like the situation of it all fuck. Like it kind of, like, it reminded me of. It kind of reminded me of like a few episodes of The Walking Dead, because the leader of he would toy around with everybody, because he was pretty powerful at the time.
What do you mean, like a whisperer thing, or more like a sanctuary kind of thing?
What do you mean?
You said it kind of reminded you of The Walking Dead. I mean, was it like a whisperers kind of thing, or more like a sanctuary, the saviors kind of thing?
More the saviors
Yeah.
kind of deal. It was really interesting. Like I loved the monologues that he had, everything. Like it was awesome, and it was where I hated it but loved it, because
Yeah.
I was on the other side of that. I was on the pointy end of the stick. So
you're one. Oh, okay. So you ended up being a slave there.
yeah, so like Maliki was kept as a loss for a while, but eventually there was a deal to where they would bring him back to his normal self and returned over to Blackwood. So they did that, and like right when he was brought back, he doesn't remember a thing. Like the memories would slowly come back to him, and he slowly realized what has happened, and he's terrified of it. Like he doesn't want to go through it again. And like this also happened to a few others. And as he went along with these other people, and they did their own deals and goon shit, Maliki was slowly reflecting upon himself during his past, like all the way back whenever Muhammad took control of Pakistan. He realized that what he was doing was wrong. He realized that he was a pretty horrible person whenever he was hanging out and seeing all these different perspectives, and also realizing how his life was on the line. And so later on, he confessed to one of the leaders of Blackwood, telling him about his past. And the leader told him that everything was fine, that we would have to do these things, kind of deal. So he felt a little bit better, and that's where I am gonna leave off, because Maliki's chapter is yet to end.
Yeah, it's still time.
But other than that, he's been a goofy character, but there are times where he'll be serious and make sure that he services people well, whoever he was with.
Pat says, "What do you think of lore?"
What do I think of the lore?
Yeah, have you guys watched or read the lore? Yeah, the new lore
I've read
draft.
it and watched the video.
Yeah.
I read bits and pieces, saw the trailer. I find it really interesting. I have no idea what's gonna happen here this time. Well, I feel like I have more of an idea of what it's gonna be than the Bastion trailer, because in the Bastion it was just a deer.
Yeah, it's pretty cryptic.
It was just a deer, and that was it. And I had no clue what that was about. I'm like, Bastion deer? How the heck do I put those together? And then I see the lore, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was like a deer
Wow,
virus, right?
yeah, the CWD
Yeah.
how they kind of made it kind of do this evolving kind of deal. But anyway, but this one, I have no idea what it's gonna be. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be a zombie apocalypse kind of deal or what. Either or, I found it really interesting because there's that, and I have big plans for the next iteration, and I'm sure you would know.
Yeah. What did you what was your take on it, Canadian?
I found it to be interesting. I found, in a way, it kind of echoed a lot of real world events that are currently going on that shall be unnamed right now. um, but it drew a lot of similarities to that, in my opinion, which is interesting and cool. I'm still trying to figure out, like, thinking about, okay, are they going to be doing stuff like they did last prologue and with all that, which, if they are, for me, I was an NPC character last prologue, and I will say it had a lot of headaches. It was overall good experience. However, there was a lot of headaches in terms of just people hating on the military just because, oh, you guys have guns and you're not letting me have guns. That was a lot of the criticism that I could have about it, because overall the last prologue, it was pretty good in my opinion, but there were situations like that where it got frustrating.
Yeah, people complaining about the gun.
Yeah.
I think that happened too on the first one.
Yeah, I was prologue police force for the very first one. That one, it was very essentially rushed in a way, because it was kind of like, oh yeah, let's do a prologue, and it wasn't. It was kind of talked about by higher ups on staff at the time, and it was suddenly just like, yeah, we're doing a prologue, and everyone's like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah.
This one, it was a lot more thought out. There was a lot more time for development of like lore and stuff, so obviously a much better experience in terms of a prologue. Just for me, it was a few minor complaints in the grand scheme of things, in terms of like just people kind of being people in that regard. Like, it ultimately, DayZ, it's a game where you loot for weapons and stuff, you loot for food and all that, and people are going to want guns and stuff like that, which I understand, but just after a while, after having the U.S. Constitution quoted for like 5 times straight by people playing American characters, it was like
you're not in America, dude.
Yeah, you're not in America. You're in a place called Chinaris. There are different laws here. There's a different constitution. Please stop quoting the U.S. Constitution.
Yeah, it doesn't work when you get to another country.
Exactly.
The verbs on you, comrade. This is the matters. We have no Second Amendment here.
Yeah, literally.
But I still find that quite funny in the prologue. Like, people were like cherishing sporters with their fucking 30 rounders and all that. Is there a bigger mag than 30 rounds?
No, the 30 round is the maximum mag size that you can get for a sporter on console. I know on PC you can have like modded stuff where you can have essentially like a drum mag for that gun. But again, it's only 22.
Dude, I found that really hilarious, and just people using it. I just found it completely hilarious.
It's like high
tier. Oh yeah.
Yeah. They cherished it as if they were like their M4s and BSDs, because like there were so many people that try to snipe us in the CNG compound. Like it's hilarious. And they can't hit their shot because it's only 22. Dude,
that guy was
like 200 meters away at least.
Yeah, that guy was like hot shit though. Saw somebody walking around with a sporter.
Yeah, like freaking.
I remember
in the mafias, like they just fucking carrying around as if they were like their freaking Thompsons with the drum mags or their little Tommies, you know.
And then CNG would roll in with actual automatic weapons. It'd be like, oh shit, hide them.
AKs, SVALs, I feel like people are gonna say like how unfair it might be and all that shit, but first of all, like, it's not the apocalypse. So civilians like that are not gonna have that kind of shit on the go. And I just don't like
Yeah.
it.
Kind of.
The one thing that really pissed me budget.
Oh, dude,
I
this
would
budget was
sit there just
awesome.
reading that sometimes, and I'd be like, oh,
Awesome, man. I hope they do that again in the prologue. They have.
I really don't want another repeat of that, because it'd be essentially one person says one thing and they take it completely out of context and run with it like, oh, these guys are bad, they said this.
Well,
Meanwhile, the actual context to the conversation, like,
I think that's pretty fun. I definitely, in my opinion, like, 100%.
Hashtag phone a supporter.
the
Yeah.
CNG would like to know your location.
Or was that you have .22? That is mine. Very dangerous.
Very dangerous weapon, comrade. Must be confiscated.
Yeah.
Like, all of that was hilarious, but like the beginning of the prologue, like where there was nothing, like no infect or anything, I loved it. It was fun. I had so many interactions as a doctor. I really want to tell the possum story again, but on YouTube, I don't think I should really do.
Was it just too hairy, or?
It's pretty disgusting. I'll say that.
All right. No, I mean, if you.
I will tell it to a bunch of other people if I'm like away from like streams and all that stuff. But here, I'm not too sure.
Gotcha. We'll
But
take.
I'll tell you, there is definitely a lot of positives.
Pause. I completely I took a break, so I completely missed this prologue. But from what I've heard,
it was fun. Like,
people say,
don't get me wrong.
People say it was crap. People say it was good. My opinion, I think it was completely awesome. Though there were some few mishaps with like the whole thing. It was a really fun experience. That I hope the prologue will be as good, if not better, than Bastion's.
Right. I'm really looking forward to the. I am actually looking more forward to this iteration than I think I ever have with anything in We the Romania. This seems like there's a level of excitement in the air for. And Livonia. Like, I never would have thought we would go there.
Yeah. Honestly, like, compared to the amount of people who just play Chernarus, Livonia is a much smaller player base. There are people who play it over Chernarus like all the time because they look at it. It's a much smaller map, much more likely to run into people. Which, if that's what you want, hey, that's great. However, at the same time, some people would look at it as kind of a downside because it's a paid DLC, so you need the money to buy it. Which, if I do remember correctly, like, Livonia usually goes on sale pretty often.
Yeah, they got a giveaway channel too.
Yeah, there's a lot of giveaways right now for it, like just trying to get people to have access to it so they can participate in the iteration. Because I remember hearing like the iteration before Contagion. It was like the first Contagion. Apparently, the server pop was kind of low because not everyone had Livonia and not everyone was willing to buy it.
Right.
So if we're doing giveaways for it, then that'll entice people to sign up for a giveaway. I think like there's a lot of copies that are being given away. It's just a matter of organizing it all so people can get the copies for the iteration. There is a bit of there can be sometimes an issue where it's like, say, you just buy a PlayStation card, you give them the code, and then the code doesn't work because it's for that localized area. It's for your country that you buy it in.
Right.
So for the States, I don't think it really matters for the States. However, for me, I've done this before where I've bought a PlayStation gift card and said, hey, yeah, I'll go ahead and give this to you, to an American friend online, scratch off the little scratch thing and just tell him the code, and it doesn't work because he's in the States, I'm in Canada. There's different currencies on the cards. I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
I think with that, I'm sure that there are other people in different countries and all that have costs and all that. So I feel like it should be. I feel like that the code giveaway system should be reworked just a little bit so people can get their applications and all that and say that, hey, I'm in this country. You can get someone from the same country who's willing to give that code or whatever, has sent out a code, gives them whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I think there's an option on like PlayStation.
Yeah, another way you can end up doing it is PayPal. If they have a PayPal, you can just send them PayPal and then they can go ahead and buy the DLC. That's another way you could end up doing it. There's a bunch of different like cash services that you can use to just send the money to someone so they can end up transferring it to their bank account or credit card or whatever. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be hype. Cause I mean, I love the Cherno map, but sometimes, and that's why we did the podcast, because sometimes there can be a whole iteration where you have something huge going down northeast, and then somebody's all the way south somewhere, and you just like, it never connects with you, or like you never meet the players or the characters in game, and I mean, it happens a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things I've learned just talking to people on the podcast, where it's like, what? Like the other day when we were talking, when you said it was you that got shot down there in Electro by the cannibals. And I was like,
going
what?
back to Contagion.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, and like even this iteration, there was a lot of stuff going down at Fort Nassau that, like, I still don't know everything that went down there. I hear about it, and I'm like, I would like to hear more about it, because there's a lot of stuff that happened down there. Like, there was an entire different roleplay scene that was happening down there. There was a different roleplay scene that was happening up north, like Severograd and Zaprudno and Topolniki area, all the way up there, and then where CNG was over at Krasno, there was more RP that was going on there. Every kind of area had its own RP going.
Right.
I actually like that. Like, everybody has their own problem, or the groups had their own problem, instead of everybody has problems with each other, like all toward each other or towards something kind of deal. I really like that part. Like, sometimes it didn't tie into each other at all. I thought that was perfect. Like, I feel like that's how it should be for any iteration.
Yeah, but Livonia might. You think Livonia will kind of change that and just?
I don't know. Like,
I think it might.
Whenever I first saw that Livonia was being voted, I had doubts about it because there's so many people that didn't want Livonia. So I remember people voting for Livonia, and people were disagreeing on the vote like so many times. Like, I swear I saw that. Like,
Yeah.
I do remember, like, going back, the idea of Livonia being tossed around, and everyone was like, "Oh no, it was terrible last time because we didn't have enough players. Like, the iteration died," and that was going back to the first Contagion iteration, which, fair, okay, but a lot more people are getting tired of the same map every iteration, so they want a change, and they're willing to fork out the money to get the paid DLC just to be able to play the next iteration because it's on a different map. Or they enter into a giveaway to possibly get a copy for free. So, I feel like... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and to be fair, we probably have more people now.
Yeah. With the influx of new players that are coming in from all the different social media accounts that are being operated to advertise We That Remain, there's a lot of people now, like a lot more people now than there was 3 iterations ago. And to a certain extent.